Hi, welcome to Tricia's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're joining me. I've got a great recipe today. I'm so excited about it. It's starting to be fall. We have some rain today. I don't know what it's like where you are, but a little dreary here. So my lighting's a little off today. But other than that, I'm ready to make some apple crisp. That's my favorite thing about fall. All the spices and all the great things to bake in the fall. As a baker, if you're a baker, you will love it too. There's so many great spices that we can use and so many great fruits and vegetables. And the recipe we're going to learn today is apple crisp. I've added the recipe to the description for the YouTube. So if you haven't printed that out, you can, or you can pull it up on your screen, or I'm going to be going through the recipe step by step. It's up to you. So this is what we're going to be making today. So this is an apple crisp. And what it basically is cut up apples with some sugar and spices, and then a crisp oat topping on top. So you have brown sugar, oats, and some spices, and it tastes really good. So this is what we're going to be making. So this is, I've taken this from, we're going to do it in a bigger container, and then I've taken that, and this is how I'm serving mine. So you can serve it any way you want. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, as in all our recipes, we're going to preheat our oven. That way it's all nice and warm once we have all our ingredients ready. Sorry, I'm stumbling on words today. Once we have all our ingredients ready. So what we're going to do is preheat our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to do mine, 375. And then the next thing we're going to do is our apples. So actually, let me go through my ingredients first. Getting a little ahead of myself today. So the ingredients that we need for this, you need 5 cups of apples. And those apples can be any type you really want. I usually do a Macintosh. It makes for a sweeter, softer crisp. But you can use Granny Smith's or Honey Crisp, really anything. The Granny Smiths and the Honey Crisp will make a firmer crust, a little tartar. They're a tartar apple, but they all taste great. And you can use a combination of any of these apples too. So the one I made earlier was a Macintosh. So again, sweeter. But the one I'm going to do today is with Granny Smiths. So whatever you have is fine. And usually when I used to do this recipe, everybody would come with their apples already cut. But today I'm going to show you how to cut your apples. If you are a younger audience, I do advise adult supervision for cutting the apples, and maybe adult might want to do that if it's a younger person doing this recipe. So I have my apples here, and there's many different ways that you can cut them. You can use a vegetable peeler, which is what I'm going to do today. You can use a knife and just peel them that way. Or if you have something like this, this is the best way to do it personally. This is what I use when I am making apple pies or anything with apples. It makes it really simple. What you do with this, you put the apple on it, and it will core, peel, and slice your apple all in one task. So it's really easy to do. But today I'm going to show you with a vegetable peeler, just in case you do not have any of these tools on hand. So that's how I will start. The first thing I usually do is wash my apples. So if you haven't had a chance to wash them, I would wash them because what we're cutting with will go right through the peel and into the inside of the apple. So if there's something nasty on your apple, you just want to take that off by washing it and drying it. So what this recipe calls for is 5 cups of apples. So I have 5 to 6 medium-sized apples will do that. So about this size. And the reason I'm not using Macintosh for this is because it was, these were all the Macintosh I could find today. So they're quite small. So you want a medium size, which would be this. So I'm just going with Granny Smith's today. And I'm starting to lose my voice, so I apologize for that too. So what you'll want is a cutting board, and then your apples, and then we'll just start peeling them. And the way that I peel mine, I'm just gonna, you just wanna be careful if you're using a knife or a peeler, be careful because they are sharp and you don't wanna cut yourself. So I just start peeling them. And I forgot to do that, sorry. I'm gonna take my apples out of here. And I'm just gonna put all of my peels and my cores and everything right in this bowl. So that will be easy to clean up. So I'm just gonna start peeling them. If you are watching this video not live, you might want to just, you already have your apples cut, what have you. You can just fast forward through this part. But if you're watching live, you can cut your apples right along with me. So again, we're going to do 5 to 6 apples, and we're just going to peel them, and then we'll core them, and then we'll slice them up into small slices. We'll want the slices to be pretty uniform. They don't have to be perfect, but you want it to cook evenly. So that helps them layer on the bottom of your pan, a baking dish, and cook evenly. So again, be careful to not cut yourself. With the peeler, they can be very sharp, and knives can be very sharp. So again, if you need assistance, please get that assistance. So this is one of my favorite recipes. It's good. It's not overly sweet, but the topping is the best. It's a nice, it gets it hardens up, and it's just that perfect flavor, that perfect oat and cinnamon and brown sugar combination. It's so nice. So that's one apple. And if you have a little bit of the peel still on it, just try to get as much as you can off. And if you have a little brown spots, you can also peel those off and just set your apple aside. And then just keep going until you've got 5 to 6 done. We're gonna want 5 cups again. So I'm just gonna keep talking as I go through these. So speaking of the fall, so a lot of the things that, as a cottage baker, which some of you may be tuning in and you're also a cottage baker, and what a cottage baker is, for those that don't know, is someone who has a home bakery in their house, and they don't have a commercial kitchen. They just use their house, and they follow the rules of the state for a cottage bakery. And then they do, depending on your state, do local farmers markets, may sell in some local stores, sell to people in the community. That is what I do. So as part of that, one of the events I have coming up is, that I'm really excited about, is an apple festival. So this recipe would be perfect for that. So trying to figure out, because it's an apple crisp, I'm trying to figure out a way that you can sell an apple crisp and have it handheld. So I'm working on some sort of crust to make it firm enough that won't fall apart in your hands, that but so you can eat it easily without a spoon or a fork. So that's a recipe I'm working on. Always working on recipes for different things. But that's something I have coming up that I'm really excited about. And I'll have other apple themed recipes for that. Also excited because we're coming up on Halloween. And there are so many recipes I want to do for Halloween. One of the ones I'm thinking of for next week, I'm really excited about this one. I've done this one before in a unicorn themed recipe, dessert. It's cheesecake cups. So if anyone tuned in for my cheesecake recipe a couple weeks ago, I am going to redo that. This is a different one. But this one comes out so good. I love this recipe. So it's cheesecake cups, and usually I do them in different colors, but I'm going to do them in Halloween themes, and maybe put a ghost on top or something. So I'm excited about doing that one. I also have some other ideas. We're going to do some Here's Looking at You brownies. If you can guess what that is, you can put that in the chat. Just for Halloween themes, what would Here's Looking at You brownies be? So that's another one I'm excited. So almost done with my apples. Hopefully you're doing well too. And the reason, by the way, the reason I'm doing the apples right in front of you is that's the point of this channel. I'm doing it step by step, right along with you. So it's not just a lot of videos you'll see the video shows the end product, shows bits and pieces of how something is done, and you don't really figure out how to do it. You might have the recipe, there might be questions about it. You're seeing me do it just right along with you. So if there's any questions, you can see how I did it. You can send me a message and I will answer it. But that's the point of this, is it's all step by step. And that's what I used to do on all my outschool classes. I baked with everybody step by step, showed them exactly what to do. And everybody had a lot of fun. And I'm human. It's there's nothing, I'm not a professional chef. I'm not a professional YouTuber for sure. My lighting would be a lot better. I'm working on that. And I would know how to record my video at the same time as I'm live streaming, which I am working on, so that I would have better quality videos to save out. Right now, they reduce the quality of the video. So when I save it out, it's not that great sometimes. But I'm working on that. All things I'm working on. Because I want to be able to share as many recipes as I can with as many people as I can. Because it's a lot of fun for me. Baking goes back a long ways in my family. Goes back my great, now I'm really getting on tangents. My great grandmother used to work in a test kitchen for a baking powder company. And that was back in the 1800s. So this is in my blood. I enjoy it a lot. Yeah, so I'm hoping they pass down a lot of things to me. And then my great-grandmother, on one side used to be an editor for a home economics magazine in Boston. So again, lots of things I have done on my apples. See, that went really quickly. Lots of things in my family, lots of things. It's just in the genes. But if you don't have a lot of people that bake in your family, that is not a problem. You can be the first one and show everybody how to do it. And that's the other point of this, is you're going to show everybody how easy recipes are, and you're going to make all these things into amazing things at dinner parties, for presents for people. And you can put all these recipes that I give to you, you can put together in a recipe book, and then you'll have a collection that you can pass on through the years so that other people in your family can bake. So see, it all came full circle. So I have all my apples here. And now what I'm going to do is core them. So for coring them, you will want a sharper knife for doing this. So again, supervision. But I'm just going to take a knife. This is a bigger knife. You don't necessarily need a big knife like this. And what you're going to want to do is remove the part that's the core and that has the seeds, because you don't want any of that in this. So I'm just going to go like that, like that, like that. So just a square. So you want to go far enough on the outside so you miss the seeds. And watch your fingers. So when the knife's going down, make sure your fingers aren't there. And so then you have the core, which you can discard, or you can save it and have a little bites around, but it's still good. So I'm going to do that for all my apples. Any questions, let me know. Just careful your fingers. If you hit resistance, it's the core. So just you can reposition your knife and try again if you're hitting a lot of resistance. So again, I did 5 to 6 apples. If your apples are a little smaller than mine, then you'll want to maybe do 1 more apple or 2 more apples. If your apples are bigger, then maybe a few less apples. But again, you're looking for 5 cups. So this is the hard part of the recipe. The rest of it is pretty easy and comes together really quickly. But if you've never cored, peeled, and sliced up apples, then this shows you how, and you can use this for other recipes that I'll show you. I have a great apple crumb muffin recipe, which is very similar, similar in style, but not in taste, to the pumpkin crumb muffin recipe that I also have already posted. So, and then now what we're going to do, so you have all of your apples, we're going to slice these up. So they don't have to be perfect, but you kind of want them pretty, somewhat uniform. And when you use a knife, I am not an expert with a knife. I am a baker. I am not a chef. I will say that very upfront. I do know that you're supposed to keep your knuckles there so you don't cut yourself. But just keep your fingers out there and go down and slice it. So, and you can cut them thin or in little chunks. It's up to you. Usually I like to do the thinner slices. So like I'll show you. So like that is a good size. Again, watch your fingers. I'm not the best person to show how to use a knife. And I will be very honest about that. But just keep going through until you have them all sliced up. But you are supposed to keep your fingers under so that way you don't cut off your fingers. If I had a YouTube video to recommend with how to use a knife, I would do that because again, I'm not the best. But this is a baking channel, not a cutting channel, so. Okay, so we're getting through our apples. Oops. So again, not the most exciting part. So if you are coming in, not watching the live show, and you already have your apples all cut up and sliced, you can fast forward through this and you'll get to the crisp part.